funny as hell. So, you belong to me now, my good friend. You know, this side of the field looks pretty nice, don't you think? So come to Papa Gomez. That's what I'm talking about, Eclipse Dragon. And now let's just do a little Bayou Brunch. Let's get the stats of Papa Kench up. Let's just get the stats of Papa Kench up, shall we? This seems like a good move, Yugi. Seems like a good move. So he now belongs. That dragon now belongs to us. Hello everyone, Gomez here, and we're yet again going with another deck. This one was just such a funny idea. I had to make it a thing, and so allow me to show you Tahm Kench with Shadow Isles. Let's do this. So the deck is called Friendly Feast, and actually the concept of this deck came from a YouTube comment. So actually I'll post the YouTube comment here. It's a lovely viewer who does actually post on many of my things, so thank you so much for that. But you came up with this idea on my last possession video, and then I was like, yes, you know what? I'm gonna look into that. And look into that, I did! And this is the deck that has come out of it. So obviously the whole purpose of this deck is mostly try and get Tahm Kench out as quickly as you can. Obviously if you're playing against a deck which is gonna be running big counters for him like Vengeance or that, so you're running against Shadow Isles, or if you're running against something which might kill him quite quickly, you need to be careful with that. But other than that, you want to be playing him as quickly as possible, because that means that every other copy of him becomes Bayou Brunch. Now you're also running 3 copies of Bayou Brunch in this deck as well. And the idea of this is that you want to be using possession on minions on your opponent's side of the field to bring them over to yours and then to eat them, so that Tahm Kench gets those stats. And then the best thing about that, by the way, is that if Tahm Kench dies after that happens, that minion comes out of him and stays on your side of the field. So even more benefit that comes out of that. But the idea of this deck, your main win condition is that you kind of want to be buffing Tahm Kench up by forcing him to eat things as much as possible, forcing that stat level up for the potential of an atrocity ending on your opponent. Like that's what you're aiming for at the end of this. There is actually a few other things in here, like basically if you've taken because this is not the only way of using possession. You've got possession, so you've got ways of Chronicler can also kill it and leave it on your side of the field. You've got Mark of the Isles, which if you grab it on your attack turn, attack it, give it those bonus stats, and then it will die on strike, so it's died on your side of the field. There's also Ravenous Butcher. You can bring it to your side of the field and kill it with Ravenous Butcher, so it's died on your side of the field, so that if you're being strategic with what you're possessioning, you actually get the chances of when Harrowing drops, using their own stuff against them again, like in terms of a big, like, you know, get all their big minions and then boom, throwing it against them. It's such a devastating move to do. The deck also runs Ruination as a bit of removal in case, because you never know whether if they wipe your side of the board, you need a way of wiping theirs. So we've got what's called Zap in here, just because they can like grab Bayou Brunch, as well as like, you know, some of the others. But it's mostly for draw, if I'm going to be honest, is what Zap's in here for. Chronicler, as I said, it can be used to kill things, or it can technically be used to kill. Like if Tahm Kench is in a bad way, right? Because let's face it, he might have taking some damage from opponents, because the funny thing is you very rarely are actually going to be using his acquired taste. It's only in certain circumstances. So if you're against a Zoe or a Teemo where you're like, that's that, because bear in mind there's no way of healing him, and there's no way of other than using Bayou Brunch, there's no way of buffing him. So you need to be very careful of what you're doing in terms of like that health stat. So because mostly you're trying to force him to eat his own things with Bayou Brunch and whatnot. So that's the idea, as well as obviously like possession and then eating your opponent's stuff. So you can actually Chronicler on Tahm Kench. It depends on which. If you possess something from your opponent's side of the board and then eating it into him, using that move, if he's got terrible health, just means that you're going to bring him back with better health, and also keep that minion that you've stolen from your opponent, like that then comes out as well. So it's a few things like that, but also it can be used if you need it to, like, you know, on Curse Keeper and things. So there is other options. It's just that's kind of like a nice little thing. It's also if you possession something, then you can do it as well. But anyway, Callista, Kalista, I had to decide what champion I wanted to put with Tahm Kench. I decided to put Kalista because admittedly I could have gone for at least because I could have gone with, like I said, because I wanted like something fearsome that could stay on the board. But I did like the idea of she's then making more things that it means that you can go into your opponent and attack, and it just requires them to have to kill that other thing as well if they want to be killed. So she's quite a sticky person on the board once she levels, and considering the fact that this deck is running like Butchers, it's running Curse Keepers, it is running a few things of death, and so I decided to have it in there just as a precautionary thing. You could always, I'm not saying that I'm stuck with Kalista. I'm not saying this is the ultimate deck list for this. Always, as I say on this channel, I always make deck lists and then say you guys can move them about and things like that. The concept is there, but these are nowhere near the refined things they need to be. So definitely Kalista, not 100% sure, potentially Twisted for the versatility of like maybe getting more draw or getting that damage stuff going on. So obviously Twisted can fit in this deck, and also which could at least can fit in this deck for a little bit more like early game aggro. So there is other options. The other thing that I did consider in this deck, and it is a big consideration, I just didn't know what to drop. So if you guys have a look at it, you might consider is the Dark Water Scourge. Now the reason why Dark Water Scourge would be really good, number one, it's got lifesteal. Number two, it's a big statted minion, which means that if that dies, it's got like Kalista's going to be continuously bringing it back, which is good because it's going to be the highest statted minion out of all things. So Kalista's going to keep bringing it back, but also a lot of those things are going to be coming back in Harrowing, which just means that you've got all that life still in Harrowing, as well as the fact that, as I said, it's a big statted minion. It's a 5/5. Being able to Bayou Brunch into Tahm Kench with that could actually be quite a useful thing. I just couldn't decide what I honestly wanted to cut for it. That's the thing. Potentially you could cut Stalking Shadows. I do like it for a bit of draw. I mean, our main draw aspects are Stalking Shadows and Glimpse. But you are actually technically running a number of spells. So how many times that hits? So all I'm thinking in my head is that maybe Stalking Shadows for this could be an option, or there's other things that you could move around, like you might want to take Ruination out completely and put in just these. I mean, there are options. I'm going to run it like this for the time being because this is the way that I've conceived the deck and I'm going with it. So, but there are definitely other options. But I said, like a Butcher can also be used on something that's possessed, and I said Marketing Hours, I think I already mentioned that. But basically just in there because so many things are dying, you might as well have it for the stats. Curse Keeper works with Ravenous Butcher, as well as the fact that obviously with Glimpse, you've got 2 vials. I wanted to actually have a 3rd vial, but yet again, I couldn't decide what I wanted to cut. Mostly for counter against Zoe and Teemo and things along those lines. Because bear in mind that Possession can't hit champions, it can only hit followers. So that's basically the deck as it is. As I said, massive consideration for the Dark Water Scourge is all I would say. But please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. If you run this deck, let me know how it goes, and let's say if you make any changes or anything like that. I just want to, like, I loved it, like this kind of thing. And if you have any other suggestions, I always love running with viewer suggestions. If there's something which I can find out of it, I will always have a go and and put a video up on it. So if you ever have any more suggestions, please put it down. Also, shameless plug time: Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. If you haven't already or don't already know, I do stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. UK time is the times that are on there. It's UK time, so you just have to change it from time zone to time zone. Obviously, there is the Twitter and the Instagram. I haven't been as active on that, but I'm definitely active on Twitter. I've started to post those memes, like the memes that I'm putting on here, a little bit more on Instagram and whatnot. There's also the Discord link down below. If you wish to join the Discord and have a good time in there, like-minded people who love Legends of Runeterra, love gaming, and like having a good laugh in general, please feel free to join that, as link is down below, and we could come up with deck ideas and have good times in there. There is I don't know what else I'm going to say. Oh yes, no, the podcast. Me and Jankie, which have actually started a podcast, so the link for that is also down below. So it's the Voices of the Old Ones podcast, so please feel free to check that out because we've just started it. It's gonna be hopefully a bi-weekly thing, but anyway, enough of this jibber jabber. Let's get in and see how this deck does in a couple of matchups. Okay, so Trundle with Asol. Is there gonna be this is gonna be a ramp deck more than a Targon's Peak deck, right? My mind tells, because you're running Trundle, so you might be running the troll package, see, because obviously you want things above 8, so, and that's obviously where Asol comes in. So most likely a ramp. I'm gonna actually keep, I'm gonna keep this hand. I might end up regretting keeping Bayou Brunch, but I'm gonna keep it. So many possessions. Too many possessions. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Throw that man out. This kind of counters his avalanche move if he has an avalanche move. Kind of just have to. See, the thing is that I could possession that. I could possession that and then Bayou Brunch it. But what's the point with what's on the board at the moment? But I'm thinking it would slow down his ramp is the only thing that I'm thinking there. But I don't really wanna get just a +2 stat line on this. Ooh, now we've got options. Now that's actually options. I'm guessing that potentially Trundle. Oh my god, this is actually a peak deck! I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he's probably got a big ass hand, which is gonna cause me nothing but issues. But at least I can eat that ramp. I can eat that ramp and not feel 100% bad about it. I need to hope that he plays a. I need to honestly hope that he plays a follower rather than a champion. Because if he plays a follower rather than a champion, I've actually got a good chance here. Because basically I can just go, aha, you go over to my side and then Bayou Brunch it. That's the plan. So go on, play a follower. Go on, do it. Do it. Do it. I mean, that'll do. So, the devastation. I mean, he's actually also activated that guy. But you belong to me now. And then, I mean, we do the attack first. We do the attack first with it. And then we we get the damage. And then we have the feastings. I mean, to be fair, like, you know, we could. There is actually call for just doing it immediately. Like, there's no downside. I mean, oh god, yes. Yes. Yes.
The trolls are going to war.
Okay. So, the comedy of the fact that we just throw that against him, first of all, because he's not gonna. I feel like he doesn't defend it, like in terms of because he knows. So I feel like he lets that damage go through, but then we go, you thought you were getting him back, didn't you? Not today, my friend. Not. I mean, to be fair, it does mean that. Oh. Woo. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I mean, obviously, yeah, it makes sense. So we go, whoop, whoop. So stat line now goes through the roof, which now actually means that Tahm Kench has the ability to eat Trundle. Like, we've given this the ability. And then that just means that, like, you know, we get that 8/8 back on us. I mean, oh, the decision. I mean, if he hits Feel the Rush, it's going to be much upside. But this is like, oh my god. I mean, no, we can't possession. We can't possession again, sadly. Okay, so what are the chances? What are the chances that he's got a way of getting around this? I mean, because he could have technically hit. What? Oh my god, he's not. Yes! Yes, that's what Pokemon! I mean, level up. He's lost his. One of his Trundles has been obliterated. We have an 8/8 on our side of the field. Tahm Kench is in a place where he basically can just eat anyone. And we've also got another possession. We've actually got another possession move. So if he does throw the pillar out, at some point, then we're kind of laughing. I mean, obviously, our opponent still has the ability to feel the rush. Like, feel the rush is obviously still something that our opponent could have, and like, it's a scary thing because there's nothing we can do about it, right? But the comedy. I mean, we just go forward. Let's go for an immediate. I mean, we don't even give the chance. Let's go boom, because it forces out his if he's got what you could. Oh no! Why would you leave it there? You've just seen awesomeness happen in front of your face. How dare you? But yes, no, that was good times. That was good times. The fact that we were able to do that, yes, I love that. Okay, so Fiora with Braum does make a bit of sense. Like, take heart. The fact that they also have like troll chant, there's different combat tricks in that. I mean, I feel like we keep Tahm Kench single combat and that could prove a problem. But we've got Bark Beast into Curse Keep, like we've got Bark Beast, Curse Keeper and Glimpse, so I don't mind this. I mean, my main issue is gonna, like, Fiora is actually a problem, right? Fiora is a legitimate problem which is gonna require significant hope that we can get around her. Okay, that's actually a good move because he hasn't really got anything which can stop Ruination. Like, it's not like he's running Targon or anything where he's got like spell shields. So this is actually somewhat okay. We might be able to get ourselves around this. So gonna do this move just because it's draw. It forces that up, and then next. I mean, the problem is that actually next turn if Tahm Kench drops, he can't use his acquired taste on the same turn anyway. So don't worry about it. It's fine. We kind of want to be trying to get possession and Bayou Brunches. We need to be getting those. There's Fiora.
Grace, beauty in
now,
the blade.
does he do this because he knows that he's already got Troll Chant in hand? He's already got Troll Chant in hand. That is what that move tells me in terms of that we could go forward. But he's expecting me to go forward, and he's already got the counter to me going forward. That's what I don't know. He might just be playing mind games with me, which to be fair is true. He has definitely mind fucked me, but it's okay. Mind fuck you, Gee. It's okay. It's okay. So he's got a something input on top of this. He's either got like a prismatic barrier, a riposte, Troll Chant. Like there riposte. I was gonna say like he's got something that he does on top of that move. So I mean we could just glimpse. My question is, do I glimpse? Or do I leave my ability to play I'm actually gonna glimpse. I want to be slowing down that Fiora as much as I can. Potential single combat, like if I can force another combat trick out of them, because I can just play Callista. It's no issue on whether or not I play Tahm Kench or Callista. I can live with that. They haven't really played many other units, so it means I haven't really got much to eat right now. So he's probably just got a bunch of combat tricks, and so once this Fiora goes down, I feel like our opponent's not going to have many other strategies other than it. So I could throw Tahm Kench out right now. I feel like I do. I feel like I do. It forces that to be a Bayou Brunch. We get, like, so I could Bayou Brunch, say, like, you know, the Bark Beast in here, or there's a few different options that I could do from this next turn. I can't. I really. Right. That is at least something I can possession and eat next time. So actually, that works really well because obviously it's getting down the attack for Fiora. I really wish I had a Mark of the Isles in hand right now. If I had a Mark of the Isles in hand, I'd actually feel like more secure. Sadly, I do not. I also can't use the Bayou Brunch move and the Thermaging at the same time right now. So yep, we still can grab. We can still use a glimpse because I can't use this and use Bayou Brunch at the same time. So I feel like I just glimpse this away. Doesn't fit. Like, yet again, it's just denying that Fiora thing, and it also means that, yeah, again, if he wants to kill this, it forces an additional combat trick out of our opponent. So I don't mind trying to force additional combat tricks out. Okay, there's that move. So do we go with trying to eat her? Because I mean, okay, right now, because riposte becomes problematic. There is a few different moves that our opponent could do. Potentially, we could eat the Shaman and see, because that would then force him to use a combat trick there. We could actually also just Bayou Brunch this option here, just so that we are forcing Tahm Kench's stats up, which it does mean that he's going to start getting into like a problematic territory, but I don't actually mind doing this, because if we can get his stats up to a point where there's not a lot of different combat tricks that could be done to get Fiora past it. I mean, obviously, I'm guessing there's loads of different things they could do. But I just want to try and get that. Okay, so I'm just trying to work out what my opponent's hand is right now, because they haven't really been doing too many moves, and it's scary. It's scary. They've got 9 mana, technically, right? So, okay, right, so that's got the ability to get another Riposte or Braum on the field. So we could go with the acquired taste move now. If he's got Riposte, that would get you up to whatever. So wait, let's just work this out right now. So if they use Riposte is plus, what is Riposte? Is it plus 3 or plus 4? I honestly can't remember. That's my massive problem there. Is that so it is plus 3. So I could get a +3. Would there be... So maybe a sharp sight as well. So he could get... Can he get Fiora to the point of this... I mean, there could also be Concerted Strike, right? Concerted Strike does pose a threat. I feel like I go for it. I feel like I've got to go for the gamble, but I do feel that there could be a Concerted Strike in there, or there could be something like, so he gets like 6 damage, and then that'd be 9 damage, or he could get riposte, and then, because riposte and sharp sight isn't actually enough. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm scared.
They got nowhere to go.
Riposte, which is +3. Okay, so no, you just. Oh, I mean, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. So all we need to do right now is send this over to the field. Like, have we got enough mana for a possession eat? We've not got enough mana for a possession. Oh, but we could still use just like say the bark beast and then eat it ourselves, or we could actually throw down zap and eat. It's not a bad. It's not a bad. Or even just like throw down Callista herself and eat her. Like that's actually an option. I just want to remove that Fiora from the field, and so by eating, I feel he's got like single combat or something, hasn't it? I feel like our opponent does have. I mean, there's a lot of mana. That is a lot of mana right now for them not to use. Like that is a scary amount of mana for them not to use. Okay, I'm gonna throw down the Bark Beast. I'm gonna throw down the Bark Beast just in case somebody dies. I at least want there to be somebody getting buffed. But I'm scared. I'm so scared right now in terms of like there's so many different moves our opponent could have right now, which is actually really problematic. As long as we actually, it's not. I mean, we know that we've got Ruination. We know that we've got certain moves that will actually help us around situations. So our opponent is keeping their cards very close to their chest. Very close to their chest. I mean, we go with this move, but I feel that it might be countered. Like a single combat could come in on Tahm Kench to release his Fiora, which would make a lot of sense. But I've got to go for it. I feel like I have to go for it. Bearing in mind that when she comes back, like,
Close.
oh my god! I mean, what has he got in that hand? What? His hand is scaring me, but what? Is his hand just loads of spells which are literally useless to him right now? Like, what? What is that hand? What is that hand? It's been scaring me so much, but it doesn't need to scare me. I don't know why I've been so scared. I feel like we leave it. I mean, sod it. I'd rather keep I'd rather keep the 10-10 or 10 finish and keep these things that, I mean, so possession into eating right now seems big because it is. Yeah, possession into eating. I'm honestly trying to work out what our opponent is playing that means that they haven't had Concerted Strike, single combat. So he did have a sharp sight, and they did it, which I mean, oh my god, yes, buff it, oh yes, all those stats for the Kench. Okay, right, fine. He's rumbled that game. On the plus side, why did he do that earlier? Like, why did he do that when Fiora was still... You know what? Don't question it. Don't question it. What I will do... So, sadly, we do actually have a leveled up Kench. We do actually have a leveled up Kench in hand. But what we could also do is we could literally just possession this unit, and then... Oh, no, we don't have Bayou Brunch anymore. Shit! Mistakes were made. I shouldn't have done this. This was complete mistakes. I've got nothing which can actually work with that now. Like, there's me thinking, oh, I just used the Bayou Brunch over here. That's the Tahm Kench Bayou Brunch. We don't have it anymore. Mistakes were made. The only thing I could say is a positive, well, he can't attack me with that 7/7, right? Yeah, no, that was a complete misplay. That was a complete misplay. That I've got nothing I can do. Right. On the plus side, nobody got frostbitten. That. Okay, crap. I was gonna say, crap. Right. So Tahm Kench can drop on the board right now. We do have another possession, but there's not really anything worthwhile on that. Could do Zap first, I guess. Go with Zap, just because I want to see whether or not I can grab another Bayou Brunch or something. So Tahm Kench could definitely drop on the board though, because it just means that if he plays Fiora, it gives me the option to. Okay, right. So okay, don't worry. We've got a Ruination move. Okay. We've got a Ruination move. I mean, potentially, the main counter right now, that our opponent could have is Judgment. Potentially, like that might be their big move, is get Fiora forward to everything and then Judgment. Like that could honestly be. I mean, obviously we make sure that we keep everything back and then we just go for a big ass Ruination move. Like that's the plan. But it's interesting the fact that this is a thing. So we actually keep like a Tahm Kench in hand because there's no benefit to using that. So we could use this so that we could possession, but I mean we're going to be ruinating the board anyway. So Zap's probably the more sensible option, in all honesty. So we leave it. And we know that the Ruination move is coming out. He's got nothing that can spell shield past that, so it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not. This game has been a bit of backwards and forwards, back and forth, but it's okay. It's okay. He could actually. I mean, okay, so he leaves that. Yeah. So the smart man move. The smart man move tells me Ruination is the smart move to do here. So we do it. Because, I mean, he's losing significantly more than we're losing. So, we can actually also play Tahm Kench onto the board afterwards. So, it's not too bad. So, everyone's dead. So, don't get... But that does mean our opponent's got more of those moves. Right? Our opponent has got more of those, I mean, we can eat that Braum, so that's not too much of an issue. We need to get that other Ruination, because we do know for a fact. Okay, so we can eat that, we can eat that Braum. Eat that Braum is not too bad. But obviously, we do know that our opponent is running more. We do know that our opponent is running more of those things, so we kind of need to be careful. So they can't play it this round. They can't play it this round again. But we need to be careful that is an option. We could. Oh, I've only had a way of killing you, because basically I can possession, but by possessioning I then don't have a way of removing you from the fight. Because basically I could grab the Screeching Dragon. I could grab the Screeching Dragon to grab his Shaman off the field. Like, that is actually an option which is not too bad, but I wish that I had the ability to eat you or do something which would mean. So do you remember when I didn't take that Chronicler? I mean, admittedly the Chronicler wouldn't have actually allowed me to I guess, all right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do that move. I'm gonna do the possession move on that. My hope is that I can go into Stalking Shadows and grab a Ravenous Butcher, because I can't remember how many Butchers I've used. I just need to hope. There we go! That's what I'm talking about! So we just go whoop, whoop, and by doing so, we can kill that. And also, oh look, does he have to? I mean, it does say on the attack, he obliterates all captured units. So why does he not? I mean, technically, we went into an attack. Yeah, sure, he didn't attack, but or is Braum just instant? Was Braum already? Did I just miss the bit where Braum died? Anyway, so we use this one. This is not the ephemeral one. So just to make sure that's. So he did actually keep the Shaman alive as well. So he actually had to use a combat trick to do that. Oh, take heart. Oh, it's such big man moves. It's such big man moves.
Ice runs in
He is, by using the mana that he's using, if he's got enough of one of those Field the Rushes. Oh, okay, right now, you know, I feel secure now. I feel secure. If our opponent is running enough, has got enough Field the Rush, I feel okay about this now. So we've killed 2 Fioras and 2 Braums, right? So we know for a fact that he's only got the... I mean, we could just actually... Do we just next turn go immediately into a harrowing move? That wouldn't be too bad. I'm actually going to see what we can grab. See what we can grab. Okay, so Vile Feast. We've got 2... I mean, there's no... You know what? Just go immediately into the harrowing move. I mean, I still feel like our opponent runs Judgment, right? I feel like our opponent runs Judgment in this deck. It would make sense to run Judgment in that deck. Like, I might be wrong. I mean, I don't actually mind sacrifice. Actually, no, we're waiting till next turn. I don't mind sacrificing that butcher. Okay, we're waiting till next turn. But no, for some reason, my mind. I mean, he's actually got full mana this turn, so they could have the Field the Rush move. They could have the Field the Rush move. If they're going to use the Field the Rush move, they can't use the Judgment move. So if we were to do this, it would give us back some Callistas. It gives us back the ability. I mean, I don't actually mind. Yeah, knowing that I've got the Ruination move, I honestly don't mind doing this. So he's either going to Field the Rush or he's going to Judgment. He's got to do one of them. And so our opponent's got to make the decision which one they do. So we can throw Butcher. Okay, so he wanted to make sure that we couldn't do that. So we can actually Butcher on top of this, because I feel like we can level Callista. We can level Callista here. I mean, yeah, we don't get the Abomination out of it, but you know what? At this point, I can live with that. So we make sure. I mean, the thing of it is, so we do have a Mark of the Isles, so we could make this actually attack.
Let's do this.
We could actually make that attack. Which I mean, I guess we still, because we also have got a Vile Feast, so we do actually have a way of killing that if we can get its health down enough. So I don't mind going for this move. Force our opponent down to 2. So it's the moves on counterplay right now. This game has gone on a lot longer than it probably should have, but I'm loving this deck. The idea of it. Oh, you good boy. I mean, does he know? Does he know that we've got the...
It's a fight they want.
Does he know that we've got the counter move of, like, Vile? I mean, it doesn't matter. She's going to die anyway. Oh, crap. So he's trying to make it so that we don't get the Callista level up.
Nowhere to go.
Trying to make it so that we don't have the Callista level up. Crap. Because technically... Yeah, because you die, then you die. Actually, no, she's already got 1 ticker on her because we did... Actually, she levels. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And, yeah, no, I'll take it. I'll take it because we haven't got, like, Overwhelm or anything on top of that, so it's okay, yeah. So that one attacks in. That gets the level. So at least the Callistas are leveled, okay? It's okay. I can live with this. So... He still manages to keep the Shaman alive, but it's okay. We could use a Vial on top of that just so that it's like slightly less than... I mean, we could go for trying to eat it. My main problem is that like it's only 1 point of... It's literally only 1 point of attack away from killing Tahm Kench, and that's the reason why I'm kind of trying to be a little bit more reserved. Because I'm just like, He's only got one. He's top decking now, right? He's getting to the point where just top decking is like his main plan.
Don't require minions.
Oh, there we go. Leveled up Callista. Okay, so that was so. It's a lot of take hearts. It's a lot of take hearts that they have, but it's okay. It's okay. I really wish I had my possession Bayou Brunch move right now. But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So, Callista drops. Callista drops, it makes sense. We could technically get a draw off of Zap, but then we wouldn't like this Zap wouldn't be able to attack forward. Sorry? This Zap wouldn't be able to attack forward. I feel like we leave it. I don't know what I'm hoping for right now. I don't know what I'm... Zap, if you've ever been my friend. Actually, we do the possession move first, because then we can get a little bit of a tune off of Zap. So, we grab this. Zap, if you've ever been my friend, grab a Bayou Brunch. Zap. Zap, buddy boo. Buddy boo! If you've ever been my friend, Grab a Bayou Brunch, mate. Do it. You know you want to. Go on. Do it. Do it! Because the comedy is, if Zap can get Bayou Brunch, we can eat this. And actually, even if he did a Feel the Rush move, we would actually be able to get Tahm Kench's stats past it. No! You had one job, Zap! You had one job. I mean, we immediately go forward. We immediately go forward with everything. I mean, we could have actually kept the mana. We could have kept. We could have kept the mana back. Actually, yeah, because then this just summons. Yeah, that's fine. We could have kept the mana back and actually just full on atrocity this into his core, which actually would have been a good move because it would have still been them dying to their own stuff. So, admittedly, we could have done that. We could have done that. It's a bit of a... I mean, we do have the Mark of the Isles that we can just throw, say, down here. Of course. So he has still got that counterplay. So Mark of the Isles doesn't feel as good anymore. But, you know, we still go. So... It's so annoying. It's so... Actually, we could... I mean, I guess actually we could just Mark of the Isles on top of this just so that it dies and doesn't go back to his side of the field. Because, I mean, it just goes... Whoop, like, it gave us that option at least. It gave us that option, so it was just like, yeah, no. He's literally top decking. That's literally... Feel the Rush is like the only thing that our opponent can play right now. I mean, he knows it's dead. Oh! See, look! This was the better Zap! This was the better Zap. You upset me, other ephemeral Zap. You had one job.
I'm sure there's.
I mean, this has worked out so nicely. I mean, Shenamo indeed, my friend. Shenamo indeed. You know. I mean, you didn't know what this was, and we didn't know exactly what you were. But this went spectacularly well in the end. Okay, so we're getting rid of that. I'm probably gonna keep Callista. Part of me wants to keep Bayou Brunch, but we'll leave it for now. Right, so we've got Tahm Kench in hand. What are we playing against? Twisted, potentially an option. So, the purposes of this deck, silly decks are secretly better. No shit, Gomez. Owning people. No shit, Gomez is owning people with these. I mean, sometimes, not always. So. That's the ticket, Yugi. That's the ticket. So our plan is to hope that our opponents play big-ass units without spell shield. For them to play big-ass units, we possession them and then Bayou Brunch them. That's the ticket item right there. So potentially our opponent is finding like obliterates, which, as I said, there's not really much we can't really work around obliterate, sadly. I wish we could, but we can't work around obliterate. So we have the option of just going for an open. Okay, she knows. Correction, it is my opponent's turn, so I do not have the ability to go for an open. I'm gonna throw out Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench opens up the ability to eat the Sparkle Fly, and I'll take eating the Sparkle Fly. It's an okay option. So, wait and see what our opponent gets. If they do get the hook, they're most likely going to hook Callista, then throw a Power Cascade on. That would be my guess what happens right now. Okay, so he didn't find the hook unit. It's fine. So, we could, I mean, we want a big minion. We want a big minion to possession. So I guess we just eat this. I guess we just eat the Sparkle Fly. It would force out a Bastion if he's got it. It force out a Bastion if our opponent's got it, so I don't mind trying to force out that. So potential Twisted or ASOL there, so potentially ASOL for 9 or Twisted for 3.
Come on in.
So I don't mind. Evening, Nova, how you doing? Nova, how is things going? You're currently witnessing significant foolishness on the ladder. So we're gonna go draw. So we've got another Bayou Brunch. So we could actually just put the stats into Zap. Potentially is like an option. I want to really be possessioning and then putting those stats into Tom. So we'll see how it. Oh, there's the, of course, yellow card. So that is just working against Callista, which it makes sense. It makes sense. Sadly, possession doesn't work on champions. Sadly, possession does not work on champions. We could actually play the Bark Beast. Could play Bark Beast and could see what we get from Stalking Shadows. Like, I mean, but I kind of want to keep my mana up. I feel like keeping the mana up is the better move here. Right, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. So, greetings, Gomez. What wonky decks? Right, okay, right. So, you join us in admittedly a very wonky deck immediately. Okay, right. So he's putting a spell shield on top of Twisted. So technically, we could go for an atrocity move. All he needs is how many 1 damage spell? I mean, so make it rain. Would he run make it rain? My question is, before Twisted Fate becomes untouchable, do we just atrocity Callista into him? Do we just yeet Callista into Twisted Fate right now? That is it's honestly a move I'm considering. So it's more worth. So send more vibes from the UK. So you can proc it. I mean, yeah, I could proc it with the eat. That is true. That is true. So I could actually kind of like leave this and then go for eating. But the thing of it is, I kind of want to eat. Although I could proc that, of an eat later. My main thing is that if I eat this, then Tahm Kench has got two people inside of him, so he's close to level. Then we could Bayou Brunch and we could level Tahm Kench this way. So I don't mind. I feel like this is potentially the better strategy, because then we could just, as I said, we can use a Bayou Brunch. We've got options there. So if we can force the eats in, we're in an okay spot. There's not a lot, as I said, that our opponent can do that's direct damage, other than if he's playing like a weird deck which runs the 7 cost. Actually, would you get? I don't actually know. What could they be running in Bilgewater? I mean, obviously, other than leveling Twisted Fate, what could they be running in there? So I'm thinking, like, you know, we could eat Zap, because we get Zap back immediately after doing that, and then he just goes up 2-2. But I would want better. I'm not gonna lie, I would want better stats than that. But it does mean that we can get the level going. I'll accept it. So how do you regain? I mean, the thing of it is, KO. Our main ability is not actually our main goal is not actually to heal him and to regenerate his health. Our main goal was actually to possession a big man target on our opponent and then put it into Tahm Kench. Like our move is get the stats from our opponent using possession. Obviously, it can only work on non-champions. That's the thing. But you know, we're playing this in a very stupid way. I'm personally passed all of my exams, fortunately. Good. So Power Cascade exists. Sad Poro. Right. So we could actually also use a Vile Feast just to trigger. I feel like we've got out of all of these, I don't mind losing the Bark Beast like the most. So we just lose the Bark Beast. Potentially we could go for Vile Feast just to proc the shield. We can also get the spider from that as well, by the way. So just so that he no longer has the moon glow. This does also mean that if we really wanted to, it opens up the potential Bayou Brunch the potential acquired taste.
Sure
our opponent has to get that to +3, right? Our opponent has to get that to +3, so he could use multiple Power Cascades. He could throw a Bastion Power Cascade. If he throws Bastion, he actually stops the spell from happening to begin with. So I feel like we go with it. I mean, admittedly, like, it might be better to Bayou Brunch first. Like, that might be a good plan. But I'm gonna actually do this because I kind of like, if he dies. Oh my god, yes! I said if he dies, actually, right. So he's still on 3 health. So even if he throws down another Twisted Fate yellow card, that's meaningless. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So. Oh wait. Is there anything I can put on top of that? Basically, 1 mana. When you're 1 mana away from just possessioning this and then putting those stats in. When you're 1 mana away. Because the annoyance is to kill Twisted Fate, I need to attack forward with it. This is the annoyance here. This is the annoyance. So I've got no other way of... So if we possession that unit, I've got no other way of killing it right now because I haven't got... You know what? We leave it. We leave it. We leave it for now. We can come back to the move later, okay? Does the unit keep its stats after this combo? Right, so what happens is, what the plan is, we're going to possession this. We're going to possession this and then Bayou Brunch it into Tahm Kench. That's the plan. What ends up happening is that because we possession it, it's on our side of the field. Once we Bayou Brunch it, if Tahm Kench dies, if Tahm Kench dies, the dragon comes back on our side of the field, which is funny as hell. So you belong to me now, my good friend. You know, this side of the field looks pretty nice, don't you think? So come to Papa Gomez. That's what I'm talking about, Eclipse Dragon. And now let's just do a little Bayou Brunch. Let's get the stats of Papa Kench up. Let's just get the stats of Papa Kench up, shall we? This seems like a good move, Yugi. Seems like a good move. So he now belongs. That dragon now belongs to us. So does the unit belong to yours? So yes, basically, if Tahm Kench dies, or because does he release? He releases allies on attack as well. Basically, he releases it back onto our side of the field. So we could technically also eat this little man. Right? Because, I mean, you know what? At this point, it's like, sod it. Let's... in for a penny, in for a pound. I'll take them all, Yugi. I'll take them all at this point. We then immediately attack forward, right? We've got to go for that open because, basically, with the open attack, we get rid of Twisted Fate. We deny whatever this obliterate spell could potentially be, and basically our opponent has got to make a decision, right? Our opponent's got to make a decision in, does he kill the Tahm Kench? Just so he comes back to our side of the field, and he will stay on our side of the field, by the way, as well. So we've eaten all of his. So he's had to kill, which admittedly we do have an atrocity move. So I feel like I let the what can our opponent do? Could our opponent actually counter an atrocity move? I mean, he's dead. I mean, he has to. He has to stop Tahm Kench. Like that is his option. His option is either stop Tahm Kench or die. So I feel it's like, is there any way this can come back on me? Because I don't think there's a way. I mean, Hush actually, but if he had Hush, wouldn't he use it now to stop this from happening? You know what? Just think, I'm gonna play the smart move and just kill his ASOL right now. I might end up regretting that, but let's just do the smart move and just kill the ASOL, just in case. There's a little thing in my mind which is telling me this could be problematic. He would have used Hush, right? He would have used Hush but just in case. I always consider Hush to be like, you know, a big problem part. So we do have that. I'm gonna actually do Curse Keep. I mean, if we throw Butcher, we level Callista anyway. So part of me is almost feeling do the Butcher move on top of this. Might as well level the Callista. And then I want to see, because we do have 4 damage, right? We've got 4 damage. My question is whether or not he's going to play Twisted Fate. Like, we want our opponent to play Twisted Fate. If they're going to play anything onto this board right now, we kind of want Twisted Fate, and then we can use Black Spear on top of them. That's what we're aiming for. So 0 cost path. This is not Expedition. This is Constructed. There he is. That's the man I want. There you go. So he could have another Twisted Fate, but that would be his last Twisted Fate if he's got another one. He's still. I mean, he's still dead. He does realise that got buffed, right? So that it no longer does 3 damage, it does 4 damage, right? He does realise that's a thing. You know what? Don't question it. My question is, did our opponent actually remember that does 4 damage? So that was the Friendly Feast deck. Sadly, we didn't actually get to get the combination up as many times as I would have wanted to, but the concept is there, and I do actually really enjoy the concept of using your opponent's stats against them by possessioning and then Bayou Brunching, whether that be into Tahm Kench or be into something else. Obviously depends on the situation, but I do like the idea of that, and then the fact obviously when they die it then brings that unit back to your side of the field. I feel like this deck does need a little bit of refinement and changes, but as I said, it's all part of the channel. I throw out a general general idea, and then you guys can work together and work out and like refine this. But potentially, I do think that Darkwater Scourge can find a place in this deck, especially with Callista. It just is that ability of lifesteal and that continuous ability of lifesteal. Considering the fact that you've got Harrowing and you've got Callista, so I do like the idea of Darkwater Scourge. I don't know what I would want to cut to put Darkwater Scourge in this deck, but it's a potential definitely. So I might play around with it. You might see another version of this deck come out at some point in the future. But let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, as well as obviously, if you haven't already, there's the Discord link down below, as well as I stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So if you want to come catch the action live, please feel free to. If you enjoyed yourself, why not consider hitting that subscribe button, but do not feel forced. But thank you to everyone who already has. If you already are subscribed, if you already follow over on Twitch, thank you. Honestly, it's just reinforcing what I'm doing, and honestly, thank you all so much. Anyway, until the next time, bye. Flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.